All right, writers, I'm sure you've been hearing a lot about AI and AI taking away our writing jobs. It's everywhere. I've been posting it on Twitter, on LinkedIn as well, that these big companies are just starting to stay away from graphic designers and writers and trying to use AI. Which for me, I'm really saddened by that. But that doesn't mean that you need to give up as a freelance writer. That doesn't mean that you can never get paid for your writing, because you can. There are legit businesses out there that don't like AI, that will never use AI for their writing. They may use AI in other ways for their business. But I just wanted to let you know that this past week, I landed 3 freelance writing job offers right in my inbox in just that 1 week. And I was surprised by it. But then I thought, well, I did do these things to help me bring in the leads. If you don't know my course, Write Your Way to Your First 1K, it's a self-paced course. It's very comprehensive with over 60 lessons. I'm going to be adding more actually to keep it up to date. But that whole process that I teach is a lead generation process. How do you get clients finding you, contacting you, hiring you for their blog or their email or for their social media campaign, whatever it is for their needs for content? How do they do that? Well, that's what I teach in Write Your Way to First 1K. I also teach cold pitching, I teach how to use job boards, and I teach all the other methods, of course, for finding clients. But my main theme around my course is having clients come to you, because I am too busy for this. I am too busy. I have multiple sites. I have children. I have twins. My daughter was in volleyball camp. My son was in hockey camp. We did a vacation to Toronto this past summer. So I am busy living my life, and I don't have time to spend 3 hours a day cold pitching, and even an hour a day cold pitching, and developing templates and following up and creating this long massive list and pitching 100, 200, 300 times in a month kind of thing. That is not my strategy. So I wanted to share with you sort of behind the scenes of how I was able to land these 3 freelance writing job offers in 1 week by doing, I think two main simple things. All right. Now, the first thing I did was update my portfolio. Now, I probably have said this in a past video or even on a blog post, that I haven't touched my portfolio in years. It's only when I, let's say, pick up a new client and I'll just absentmindedly add my new client's piece on my portfolio, but it's few and far between. I don't normally do that. There are still lots of client pieces that I haven't added to my portfolio. But I was just sitting there thinking, I started to do some copywriting services last year, but I have nothing to show for that on my portfolio. So I decided right then and there to at least add some of the client pieces or some of the copywriting samples that I have done in the past, in the recent past. So I can show you my writer website if you want to check it out. So here it is, and here's my portfolio. So right on top, I added a new service, which is copywriting. So I added that to my portfolio page. So I have copywriting, digital marketing, social media, blogging, and WordPress. These are the main overview topics that I will write about. It all falls under digital marketing, especially social media and blogging, or content writing generally. And then WordPress is I've always had WordPress. I've always picked up WordPress clients here and there. So I still keep that on my portfolio because it still brings in lots of leads. But I decided to add copywriting. So I have done specifically email sequences, email funnels, email campaigns for solopreneurs. So I have a 5-day email sequence for a coaching business here that I did. I have an email funnel and campaign that I did for another person. And then I did some weekly emails and deals for this other business. And then I have a sample of just a landing page copy on twinsmommy.com that I'm proud of, and it brings in a lot of subscribers, hundreds and hundreds a month. So I have that as a sample in case someone wants to take a look at it and see what it's all about, kind of thing. So I decided to add that. I put it up front, so it's one of the first things they see. The only thing that I don't have in my portfolio page is sort of like a write-up. The link goes to the actual person who hired me here, which is nice, but I would want a little write-up of, I created this with this in mind and things like that. And I could, instead of having the link there, I can go to a Google Doc and explain it. But for now, I'm just sort of keeping it like this. I have a screenshot of the Google Doc of the actual emails here. So you can't really click on them. So you can't really see them, but it's proof that I did that. And then I give you proof by, taking you to the actual person that hired me. So Olivia is actually a student of mine, but she is doing more coaching now. So I did some of her email funnels, right? So I thought I was really happy about that. I did that recently in the last 2 or 3 weeks. I've done that. And then the other thing that I focused on is LinkedIn. Now, I like using LinkedIn and Twitter for my marketing and strategy to find clients. I believe those 2 platforms have yielded me the most high-paying writing jobs next to my website. When I first started as a freelance writer, I landed tons of work through LinkedIn and tons of leads through Twitter, and it still holds today. So I decided to, let's focus on LinkedIn right now and add copywriter, but not just copywriter. There's a difference between freelance copywriter and a copywriter. If you term yourself as just as copywriter, then a lot of companies will hire a full-time copywriter to be a part of their team. They expect you to work the full-time hours for that one company as a copywriter, remote or whatever otherwise if they're in your town. And that's great and everything, but that's not how I do work. I'm a freelancer first, right? I want that flexibility. I don't have the time to dedicate to one main client. I like the variety of clients. So I had to make sure to term myself as a freelance copywriter. So we can take a look at my LinkedIn profile. So right here, I put B2B SaaS and then freelance copywriter. So before that, I just had B2B SaaS writer, POV writer, and AIO digital marketing freelance writer. These are all new too. I also added a couple more terms. So I added the freelance copywriter, the point of view writer, and the AIO or AI optimized digital marketing freelance writer. I'm gonna play around with the AIO digital marketing freelance writer to see if I get any hits for people that want to use AI for their writing. I want to be open to the whole AI industry. I don't want to shun the industry. I don't want to say no. Trust the human touch and only the human writing and all that. And I don't want to be that type of writer. I want to be open to AI. So I'm going to term myself as the AIO digital marketing freelance writer and the B2B SaaS freelance copywriter with some POV thrown into it, a point of view, so thought leadership and things like that. So it's a lot there. And based on just adding the freelance copywriter, I was able to get the leads. So pair this together with my portfolio, updating my portfolio with the new service and adding the clients there. Now, it's not really a new service. It's just a service I've been offering, and I've had these clients before. I landed them before. It's been a while. So I just thought I need to update my portfolio. And then I thought, let's update my LinkedIn to include the freelance copywriter and then also show proof a little bit. Again, you need to show proof. So in my experience here, I do have, let's see right here, copywriter and ghostwriter. I just have this one client here that I added, and then if you go to all of it, I do have one of my other copywriting clients here. Walmart hired me as a copywriter, and then I thought I had another one. Oh, here, email sequence copywriter is the other one here. So I do have some proof of doing copywriting. I don't say freelance copywriting in here. So maybe I should update this to say freelance copywriter instead, because that looks like maybe Canada's Walmart hired me, which is long-term to be on part of their team, which is not true at all. So I don't want to mislead people that they hired me as a freelancer to do some copywriting guides for them. So that's what I did with my LinkedIn profile and then updating my portfolio. And then just that alone, I was able to get 3 new leads from 3 new legit businesses that wanted my writing. So if you are struggling with landing work, if you think that AI is taking over, know that there are companies that are actually looking for skillful writers. These inquiries are specifically saying they need a freelance writer, a skillful writer, not someone that can, zhuzh up AI writing. No, they need a skillful writer to write this type of content. All right, so if you position yourself that way, open the doors to AI by adding some kind of AI connotation on your bio or on your title or on your portfolio, to make it open, then leads hopefully should be coming in. Now, if you struggle with that lead generation strategy, like I said, I do have my course, Write Your Way to First 1K, so you can always check that out. In the meantime, if you haven't already, go ahead and enroll in my free email course, Get Paid to Write. It does give you the actual tools you need to land your very first client. And hopefully once you do, it'll have a snowball effect and you can keep landing more and more work for you. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, post them down below, and I'll see you in the next video.